Well, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Another year, another Snapchat comparison. Not even a comparison, just like some trips, whatever. Tips and tricks of like Snapchat and how it holds up in 2020, new things like that. I think I've made so many Snapchat videos throughout my lifetime, and even my second channel, I talk so much about Snapchat, and I guess I'm going to hit on some new things, some changes and everything like that. Now, there's actually been some really cool things that I've been able to see that I'm actually pretty surprised about, which I'll get into in a second. First of all, I'm going to start off by sending something to myself. There's a name, I'm going to go ahead and send it, okay? And if you guys don't know, you guys need to hurry up and follow me. This is the name. I'll go ahead and put up the snap code so you guys can get it from there. As you can see, you can snap the code. I need you guys to add me, do whatever you want to. I barely ever use this. The only times I go on it is if I make these videos, and if you snap me regularly, and if you watch my stuff, you know your name might come up in a video, so who knows. I used to call you guys too, and I might start doing that again because it was so much fun. It was so funny to talk to you guys, but I guess we'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, make sure you add me. That is the number one thing. That's the first tip or whatever. So the first thing that I've been able to see, which is probably the craziest thing, so as you guys can see, I sent myself something, doesn't really matter. Now there's a way to actually screenshot chats, not necessarily the Snapchats, but the chats themselves, without sending them to other people and without putting your phone on airplane mode or re-downloading Snapchat and all that crazy stuff. And it's actually really easy. So as you can see, if I type in something crazy, okay, and I screenshot this chat, you'll see that it'll say you took a screenshot, whatever, right? But here's a trick. Let's say I send something else to myself, right? If you hop out of Snapchat and you go into another app, let's say I go into the Antutu benchmark score, whatever, and if you go hop out, and as long as you can kind of see that app in the background, as you can see like that, you don't have to have it fully, but if you just want to screenshot the chat or whatever, all you need to do is hold that right there, kind of like this, screenshot that. And as you can see, they do not get a notification of that screenshot. And now what you can do at this point is go into your Photos app, which is right there, close this, and you'll see this type of chat, whatever, right? All you can do at this point is just click edit. You can click the crop button, whatever, and just kind of sum it down until you get the, the most important parts. So that's something that I did not know. I've seen other methods, and it doesn't really look as crazy or as cool, but it is something like if you need to like screenshot something without someone else knowing, this is probably the best way to go about it. Now the alternate method, which is probably the best one, is a screenshot, put your phone on airplane mode, delete Snapchat, re-download Snapchat and go back into it. That's probably the best method, or the one that'll give you the best screenshot, but also that takes way more effort, and this is the least amount of effort way to do screenshotting chats and everything, which is super awesome. Now another cool thing that I didn't even know about was within settings, you can actually change the emoji skin tones, which is really cool. We're in 2020, so that's the least we can be able to do. To basically do this, you want to go into your Snapchat settings, which is usually under your panel, and you'll want to scroll down into additional services, which is right there. You want to click manage, and then you'll see a bunch of different settings and stuff. Right here, you'll see emoji skin tone. And right there, you'll see, you can do yellow, white, black, brown, whatever the case is. For this case, I'll go ahead and change to this one. So this means that every single emoji that you put in within Snapchat will actually have that color. So I'll go ahead and do like the brown one to kind of give you a better example. So if I go ahead and take a Snapchat, right, I can go ahead and click the emoji thing, which is usually right here, and it should turn brown. I guess it's not, but the moral of the story is if you want to change the emoji skin tone, you have that capability within Snapchat, which is really cool now. Now this is another one that I've shown a billion times, but it's still one of the most important ones ever, and that is saving additional storage or cellular data from your device. So if you go into settings and you go into manage, just where we were before, you'll see a little thing called data saver, and that's actually a really important one. And what this means is that it'll suck up less battery and actually less data overall on your device. I think the battery thing is just an additional thing, but if you enable that, that'll actually prolong, so you can do for 3 days, 1 week, or until turned off. I don't know why the heck they even made this setting. Like, don't you just always want it turned off or on if you just enabled it? So if you're going on vacation or something, you can do it, I guess, for a week or 3 days or whatever, but we're going to set it for until turned off, and that's actually a really cool thing, and that's one of my favorite ones. I think the other ones are really cool, especially that change emoji skin color, but this one is the one that's more practical, and you'll probably end up using it every day without even noticing it. Now another thing which I would highly recommend everyone to do, I don't know why people enable this, but if you go into maps, the sharing of usage data, that's something that I usually always want to turn off, and this will save not only data but a little bit of battery life too sometimes. So if you go into the same place we were at, just manage settings, and you go into maps, you'll see the little thing called share usage map data, whatever. You want to go ahead and turn that off. This will make it so Snapchat doesn't get all that unnecessary data that they really don't need. And while you're here, another thing you can turn off is if you go into ad preferences, you'll see a bunch of different things that Snapchat is basically getting from you, your data and everything. And I don't know if you want to give it to them. I mean, it's totally legal. It's not like they're doing anything illegal, but you have the capability of turning it off. So again, if you go into settings, you go into manage, you'll see a little tab called Add Preferences. You can go ahead and disable all of these things. So you can go in here, click Disable, click here, click Disable, click here, click Disable, and that will save a little bit of battery life, but it'll more so save a little bit of data and just kind of an ease of mind that your data isn't necessarily being shown and isn't necessarily being used by Snapchat in a way. So it's really, they're not using it for anything bad. I'm sure they're just doing it for helping with their ads and everything like that, as you can see right here. Now, another thing that a lot of people might not even think about is the security of your Snapchat account. Now, a way to actually secure your Snapchat account even more is to turn on two-factor authentication, which is right here. And basically what this allows you to do is that if you basically, have a very important Snapchat account, or you're afraid your Snapchat account can easily be logged into, you can turn on two-factor authentication just by continuing on and turning it on from here. So here you can turn it on, and basically what this means is that you've given their phone number, and whenever you have to log into a device or you log into a Snapchat account, it'll text your iPhone or your Android, or just text your number of a certain code, and you have to type in that code every time you log in. So this is something that is actually very, very important, especially if you're an influencer. This is something I would highly recommend you to do. It can only protect your account even more, which is something I would highly, highly recommend you to do. Now, one of the things that I always forget to do is save my stories or save my Snapchats whenever I send them. And one thing that actually Snapchat added in is the ability to save your stories automatically, which is a huge plus. Whenever I would go and do something and I would, be in a hurry to story it, and I probably would forget to even save it on my phone or something, you can now actually have a hard copy on your device without even you doing any work. So what you want to do is you want to go into your settings, you want to scroll down into Memories. And from here, you can see a couple of things, save button, this and that. Now, if you want to save your things to the memories, you can do that automatically, or you can save it to your device. So you can click here, memories and camera roll. That is something that I usually always do. Now, as you can see auto save my story snaps. What you want to do here is, don't auto save. This will probably not even matter to a lot of you. But let's say you forget to save or whatever the case is, you can now auto save to memories. So this means that it will automatically be saved to Snapchat memories, which if you don't know is like Snapchat cloud services, which is like their cloud backup of your photos and everything. I'm not really too sure why they want it in their cloud, not on your device, but whatever. But you can go ahead and auto save to memories. So that'll enable it so every time you post a story, it'll automatically save to memories, so you never forget to save it or tell people to screenshot it. Whatever the case is, you'll automatically have onto your device. Now, there's another cool thing called Flashback, which if you guys don't know, and that basically shows you photos and things and stories from the back year and like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, depending on how long you had Snapchat. It'll basically send you notifications and reminders of like, oh, this happened a year ago, this happened 3 years ago, this and that. And that's a really cool thing. You can enable it again by going into settings, going into memories, and then turning this little thing on. And that'll basically send you reminders, or basically every time you swipe up on Snapchat, when you're on the camera right here, you go ahead and swipe up and it'll just show you a bunch of cool little things that you've done before. And basically it's a really cool thing. It's kind of like if you ever lose your memory or anything like that, you can go ahead and swipe up from here and see things that you did a year ago, 2 years ago that you probably forgot. So those are some stock Snapchat tricks and tips that you can do pretty easily with very minimal effort. However, like I've said, if you want the most amount of hacking and modding and all that stuff within Snapchat, Snapchat++ is the way to go. And I have a way to install it on my second channel. You just go ahead and download Tweakbox or Tutu app and go from there. What you can actually do within the Discover page is delete some of these rows or delete some of these things that you don't even watch. So let's say you don't like Kylie and Travis Scott for some reason. You can hold this down. You can actually click Hide Daily Mail. So if you just click Hide Daily Mail, that'll actually go away, so you don't have to deal with that stuff anymore, and you only look at stuff that you actually like. So let's say you don't like Tekashi 6ix9ine or anything, you can go ahead and click here and click hide whatever. Now this one is very important. I want you guys to go support my bro, Lil Nas X. He's my bro. Me and him, believe it or not, okay, I was about to DM him when he had like 3,000 followers on Twitter, and I was going to ask him to collab with me on something, on a song or something, I don't remember, because he made that meme song, and then I was literally about to click that button and DM him, but like, I don't even want to do it. I should have done it. We both would have been popular, but it's alright. So that's a big one right there. You can go through your whole entire Discover page and figure out what you want to do from there. But those are some new ones that hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, bro, if you do not follow me, I'm literally going to cry. So make sure you follow me. There's the code. I'll go ahead and ram it down your guys' throats one more time. And my score is only 7,000, not even 7,000 yet. I've had this Snapchat for so long and I haven't even done anything with it. And actually, I'm surprised it's that high because I barely ever use this thing. I don't even promote anything on here. It's just on there for no reason, just for these videos. But if you guys have any questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys could hit that. Also, check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel, all those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate if you guys could check it out. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.